Well, good morning, folks. It's Sunday, August the 2nd, and welcome to the Frank and Kevin Show. Kevin's back from his vacation in Breckenridge,
Colorado.
Breckenridge, Colorado, for a couple of weeks with his family.
Yeah.
I think
Ask me how that went.
I think he described it as 14 females and himself.
Hormones were raging, boy. I hid.
You did. I love it. Oh, me. So you, your wife, your mother-in-law, sister-in-law, daughters, granddaughters,
Yeah, see,
a whole pass.
a 3-year-old, a 4-year-old, a 15-year-old, a 17-year-old, daughter-in-law in her late 30s, a wife, and 2 dogs, all of whom were female.
That
Yeah.
was funny. Okay, so we're going to do a ride. Excuse me. We're going to do a test ride. I'm falling into the royal we already. We are going to do a test ride on this beautiful bike. And I just noticed I was here, and I'm going to show you something. The handlebars are rubber mounted, and they are very, very taka. You can see them moving. Now, that means that the inserts are worn because I've got them cranked down as tight as they'll go. I tried tightening it. So either we replace the inserts, the shock absorbers, or we put an oversized washer on them and lock these handlebars down solid. I'll leave that up to the client to make that decision. We're still waiting on the mirrors and on the wedge bolt, which is in England is known as a cotter key. Did you catch that? So this is called a cotter key in England. We call it a wedge bolt or something like that. And what we call cotter keys are called split pins. So what was it? Sir Winston Churchill who said America and Britain, two countries separated by a common language. So we can go out to your car and open the boot, and we can wash things with kerosene. What do they call?
Benzene or something. Yeah.
No, my brother once boiled his chain in white paraffin that you use for canning.
Yeah.
Because he read in an English manual that they should lubricate it with paraffin, and I think paraffin is in fact kerosene in England. Okay, so yeah,
All right. We're tickled. We're on.
We're tickled pink.
We're on.
You're just going to find top. And I found out yesterday it takes about an 8-foot turn on the
Okay.
and it kicked right over. Yeah, we might tighten that too. Now let it come all the way back up now.
Yeah.
There you go. Okay. All right. There you are with raw sound now. And we'll take it outside and he's going to do the ride. Okay, so I just missed the complete comeback. I was doing some work over here by the RV. I hear sort of a raspy sound coming there. Do I hear a mid-range raspiness?
Yep. That between 1500 and 3. Once you hit 3000 or a little below 2800, but there's this. It's just
All right, so let's I've got the pilot jet adjuster only 1/4 out because that's where it seemed to be. So let's start it again. You can just stay on the bike.
Yep.
And I will do a little adjusting on the pilot jet, and then we'll do another ride. Okay, so I turned the pilot jet adjuster, pilot air mixture adjuster out half a turn. And let's see if that makes a difference. Oh, it's bright today. Well, here he goes. I would not ride between those two cars on a bet. I'd walk that bike.
Much better.
Much better.
Yeah, I hadn't done 100 yards and I knew it was much better. There's still every now and then just this little, I don't know, it's gas or what, just a little tick, and then it goes. Right around that 2800 RPM. Once you get above 3000, and it's only occasionally.
Why don't I give it another half turn?
Sounds good.
Try it. Are you up front? You want to cool off for a minute or two?
Nah, I do one more ride. I mean, you know, when you get going, that's why I did a big ride, because I hadn't done 100 yards and knew it was better.
Okay.
Thought, well, let me take it the full circuit. A, it's a fun bike to ride. It's really whippy. And second, let me run it up and down through the gears and all that. So, yeah, one more time.
Do you know, this is the bike that we split the motor, sent the crankshaft to California to be balanced out.
Oh.
You remember they lost the pistons? We had to buy new
right.
pistons. Remember that story?
Yeah.
So this engine has been split, put back together, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah. So who knows? It must still just be breaking
Okay,
in.
so
I mean, I don't know.
Let me turn it out.
Only occasionally. You know, that's it. It's only occasionally.
Well, yeah. Okay, I'm going to give it a little bit more and see what happens. All right, this is our third test. I just went ahead and turned the pilot adjuster all the way in and then out 1.5 turns, which is our normal starting point when we first start these bikes. Idle sounds good. Off idle sounds good. Oh, that sounded really good. Okay, so let's see how it goes when he gets back. That's the difference between running a bike on the lift in the shop, sitting idle, or sitting by itself. Yesterday, I set the pilot jet to 1/2 turn out, which is really unusual, but boy, when I did, I got it idle you wouldn't believe. I got off idle, it was wonderful. I got revving all the way up, just gorgeous. That bike just sounds like it's ready to go out and kick butt. Today, you got on a test ride, you put a load on the bike, and mid-range was giving us troubles. So the pilots are now set to 1 1/2 out. Adjusters are now 1 1/2 turns out, which is our normal starting point when we put a bike together. And we'll see how this test ride goes. What I'm doing is standing in the shadow of my RV because it's just too hot to stand out there in the sun. This is heat that hurts. If you stand in the sun, it actually physically hurts. You can feel the sun light pushing on your face and arms, pushing on your body. It has weight, it has substance. It's not just bright. it hurts. Standing out here, the heat hurts. Just amazing. So already I'm going to get back in the shade just because of that little bit of exposure warmed up my chest. Now, I am wearing a black shirt today, which is really stupid, but I happen to have it on top of the pile. So anyway, I'm going to get back into this shadow and stay here. Okay, I hear him coming down. Here he is. I'm aiming blind because I can't see the screen out here in the sunlight. All right, so that was test ride, sort of test ride 3.
Third time's a charm.
You like it?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. No, that's hit the spot. It accelerates well. When you're downshifting, you get that nice engine compression. The brakes are much better than a 66 should be. I was really impressed with that.
Okay,
It's
cool.
really a nice whippy bike. Some of these are more sluggish. This one, you can just really take the curves and corners nicely. It just drops into them. For me, the biggest issue is this bloody thing coming down when you're trying to kickstart it.
We will fix that right now.
Yeah. And then, you just have to remember to sort of angle your foot in when you're shifting, because this is actually bent a little forward. If you see that.
Yeah, and usually those are bent back just a little bit.
Yes, yeah. And if it was my bike, I'd take a hammer and bend it back, but it's not my bike.
It ain't going to happen. That's too
Yeah,
tough.
of course.
I can ask Richard to heat it and bend it back.
Yeah. No. She's, as far as I'm concerned,
Ready to
this
go?
is an irritation, not a bad problem.
Well, we'll fix that.
Yeah.
We got the wedge bolt coming.
Yep.
We have the mirrors coming, and if Richard gets back over the next week or so, he's up at the Bonneville.
Bonneville, that's right.
Bonneville.
Oh, yeah.
I'll ask him to heat this right here, and we'll bend this
Bend it back just a little.
Yeah,
because Steve's a
inch.
bigger boy than me, and his foot's going to be bigger, and it
Okay.
just,
Yeah, look at this side. See how it's canted back?
Yes.
And you know why? When
Huh.
you sit on the bike, your feet are naturally splayed.
Oh, sure.
They're not
Yes.
straightforward.
You're right.
They're naturally splayed.
Yep.
So this is a good angle, and that one needs to be brought back to match it.
Yeah, nothing horrible. Like I said, she runs like a dream. Like I said, this would be one that'd be fun to take on some of those curvy roads, because she just drips into those corners nicely.
Might you think that the engine being balanced made any difference at all that you could notice over a regular 650?
No, not really.
So no more easier revving or anything like that that you could feel?
There's nothing that I could, but I'm not the world's most experienced, sensitive test rider.
Okay.
I'll credit that. But this is, I've always felt like the 650 motor was better than the 750 overall.
I agree with you, and I like the 500 over the 650.
Is that right? Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, and this one, this is nice. Once we got the carbs dialed in, boom, it was fine.
Okay, good.
Shifts so smoothly. It's just a nice bike.
Good. Then I'll make a list of these few things, and I hear a cup of coffee calling us.
Sounds good to me.
We're done. Let me give you a quick recap on what's happening with this bike. We've done the test drive. We're considering it done. I need to put the air cleaners on. I'm going to try to shim this up a little bit. This has a spring in it. You can't just tighten the bolts because they're shouldered. These springs are not strong enough. So I'm going to put a shim on, try to get a shim on the side to make it stay up better. The wedge bolt, or cutter key as it's called, is still in order, should be here Monday, Tuesday maybe. The mirrors are on order, they should be here Monday, Tuesday maybe. I'll ask the client if he wants me to replace these rubber baby buggy bumpers, or if we should just put in some oversized washers and lock them down tight. They are really mushy. They are not normally that mushy, to the point I'm not sure that they're even in there. So anyway, good old vibration dampeners. So I can do those. I've got the tool. Let's see. So those mirrors, air cleaners, cutter key, passenger pegs. These are things that are outstanding. I think that's the whole list. Mirrors, kicker wedge, passenger pegs, handlebars. Oh, and have if when Richard gets back, we can heat this peg. We did this on the green bike, I think. Also, he will heat it right around in here, and we'll bend this down a little bit and back a little bit because it shouldn't be up high like that. It should be back about like this and lower. So I'll ask him to do that when he gets back from Bonneville. And that's about it. So I'm going to go ahead and post this video and then do some of the stuff I just described in my odd times. I got nothing to do. I got nothing in here. It's amazing. I'm bored silly. Kevin's bored. He's got nothing in his shop. So this BSA is finished, and I'll try to contact the client and say, you want it back? It's been here a while. So that is all. That is all. Cooler's sitting here running. I don't know if you can hear it in the background or not, but it's running. And golly gee whiz, I'm done.